Three, two, one, smash. Hello everyone, and welcome to a very special GWC player. This is a special one for me. So as of this recording, Smash Bros. Ultimate is not out. It is 1 week from today. It'll be in my hands. And I knew today I had to go back to the first one in the series. This is the one that really means the most to me. I've played every game in the series countless times. I spent years on Melee. I spent a long time on Smash 4, but this game has always been the one I've come back to. And I might rattle some heads with what I'm about to say, but it is my favorite of the series. Like taking Melee and 4 and Brawl on occasion, like, and putting it into this game still stands on top. It may not play like those other games, but like it's something about this one that has always stuck with me, and I love this game. So today I'm playing this. I'm very excited. We're gonna be checking everything out. There is not a lot of modes, so we're good to go. Okay. Now I need to say like 3 things before we even get started with classic mode. So let me give kind of how my Smash mains have gone over the years. So when I first played this game back, like when it came out, I remember I was huge into Legend of Zelda, so Link was my main for the longest time. I played every other character in the game, but Link was always my go-to. When Melee came out, Link was my go-to. When Brawl came out, Link was my go-to. Even in Smash 4, first character I played is Link. When Smash Ultimate comes out, the first character I'm playing in that game is Link. I have to keep the tradition. But my mains have changed over the years. Like, I played a lot of Link, I played every other character, but if you followed me on this channel, I've probably mentioned it, especially if you watched my Smash Direct reaction, but I, over the years, got a new main and have stuck with this character through thick and thin, through every patch, through every tier list where it's considered the worst character. But Kirby has always been my main now. Even in Melee, when Kirby's considered the worst character alongside Pichu, I will stick through Kirby. Kirby is a good character, but also the thing about this game, Kirby is the best character in this game. So top tier. So I've said enough. Let's actually get into this now. But I need to give the context of kind of how my characters like have gone through the years. God, this is so good. This stage is back too. This is so many cool things. Like I'm really excited for Ultimate. Like, okay, is this the bad control? Oh, this is the kind of the bad controller. So give me some combos are gonna be. Actually, ooh, yeah, hold on 1 second. I'm not gonna tarnish my time showing this game with a bad controller. Let me go get my good one. I need this game to be seen in the best light, so hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm back in a new controller, a better one. Now I can actually play. Now we're playing Smash. Oh, I didn't even get to do my cool move. Link's just terrible on normal. And I think, I was gonna, actually, I kind of have like a list of things I'm gonna talk about in this part. So I guess I'll kind of go back in time to when I first played this game. And kind of why this game was really big for me at the time. I remember, like, this kind of crazy, like, thinking back to it, it's kind of a nuts, like, how packed, like, these 2 days are. So, like, the day I got my N64, I got Ocarina of Time, and it came with a copy of Pokemon Stadium. I believe also I had Mario 64. I mentioned, like, my first Ocarina of Time playthrough being amazed. loving it. And then the next day, I go over to my aunt's house, and she got an N64 too. And she got Ocarina of Time, obviously, but she has the gold cart, so she had the better version. But she has Ocarina of Time. But then also, she has this game called Super Smash Bros. A game I didn't even hear about. It's like, what is this game? And then, just like, wait, so Mario's in this, Yoshi's in this, Link's in this. Because at this point in time, I had played a lot of NES games, because like at my grandmother's house, they had a lot of NES games. I'd already been familiar with all the Mario, all Zeldas, all the characters that were in this game. I knew outside of like NES, because I didn't learn about Earthbound till like years later when I started really expanding. But for most of the characters in this game, I knew, and I was like, oh, this is dope. Like I remember having conversations in school about like, oh, this character can beat this character. Like, oh, I bet if Mario was fighting Link, Link probably win because he has a sword. Like this game is pretty much those like, oh, I bet this guy could beat this guy's ass. And it put it to the test. It's like, oh, really? All right, let's see. And it's just kind of even crazy to think of how far the series has gone. Like, back then I thought this was cool and crazy. And Melee surprised me. I remember even like the characters that like aren't probably special now, I was like, oh snap, that character's in there? Like, I remember I didn't even really know too much about Melee when the GameCube came out. I remember going to a Toys R Us kiosk and Melee was there and I played a little bit. I was like, wait a second, Zelda's in this game? Like, I didn't even know. I didn't know most of the characters till I actually bought the game. That's when I learned about them. And thankfully I had like a Game Informer magazine which like had a guide of how to get all the characters, which helped, but it was kind of nuts. And just how much that game expanded upon it, and God, Ultimate, like, just, it's so crazy what Smash has turned into, that if I even had a time machine, I went back in time and said, hey John, so in 2018, we are going to have a video game where Solid Snake can fight King K. Rool, Cloud from Final Fantasy VII, and fight Simon Belmont from the Castlevania series. I wouldn't believe myself because it sounds so ridiculous. Like, especially if I mentioned like, oh yeah, you can fight Sonic. Like, that was probably like the first Smash announcement. Like, Snake really blew me away. Like, I almost wish I had like, because this was back in like 07, I think, when that first reveal happened for Brawl. But when Snake got revealed, I flipped out. Like, it was one of those jaw drop moments, like a natural jaw drop, because I couldn't believe it. I was like, how is Snake in this game with Nintendo characters? And then you start seeing like, oh yeah, Sonic's in there. It's like after the entire 90s war of Sega and Nintendo, like now they're joining together, and now you got Pac-Man in Smash 4 and Mega Man, which, bro, that really did bring a tear to my eye when Mega Man was in Smash 4. Like, I know it's like it's like, oh, it's real silly to just like, man, silly to get emotional over, but it's like after how Mega Man was treated by Capcom for a certain amount of time, and how like they weren't really doing anything with his character, and you just see Mega Man with his own stage, the music's back, he's got all the powers, like it that one hit me really hard. I was like, God, this is the best game ever made. And the recent one that really got me like that was Simon Belmont. That one really blew me away, because I think since Melee, because once like Melee came out and it's like, okay, there's a lot of cool characters in here, like who else can they add? Now I would think of these hypotheticals like, oh, they need to add Little Mac, which thankfully they finally got in there. I was hoping for him for a long time. Simon Belmont's who I wanted. King K. Rool, because I was really big in Donkey Kong Country at that time. I'd still love Dixie Kong, but that we have King K. Rool is just nuts itself. It's like he hasn't been in a game in so many years. But just the impact of this game, it really it was one I played a lot. Like, if I would go over to like my aunt and grandma's house, like, this is the game I'd play. It'd either be this, Ocarina of Time, because I was just addicted to that game at the time, but I was always playing this. took me a while before I actually got my own copy. And now thinking about it, I got it for such a good price. I got this like $10, I think, at GameStop back when they were still selling N64 games. They were just like, here you go, $10. Which I still regret. I still regret how many games I passed up in GameStop. And I was like, God, I would have had such a good collection. And a lot of games I'm still trying to get to this day, I could have gotten so cheap. I still remember I picked up a second copy of the original Legend of Zelda because the one we had, the battery inside died, so you couldn't save. So we bought a second copy and they added a GameStop when they were still selling NES games. I got this thing for $1. A gold Zelda cartridge, $1. And now the thing on eBay is like $20, 20, 30 depending on the listing. It's just like, it kind of sucks how that stuff is now. Like now it's really hard to get some of these old games. But man, every time I think about it, it gets me mad. It's like, God, I could have had such a good collection. I could have had Conker in my hands right now. I wouldn't have to spend like $80 to get it. Because countless times I'd walk into GameStop because it'd be in the left they'd have this glass container and they have a bunch of N64 games. And remember, this is during this point in time when I would go there, they had PS2 games there. That was like the big thing. Is PS2 and GameCube had already been there. Like I think I remember even when the N64 stuff was still there. I remember they had a copy of Smash Brothers Melee just chilling at the front counter. Like, oh God, that's Melee. But like Conker was there, just chilling for like $15 maybe even less than that. Because by this point it's like 2001 or 2, and I'm still regretting it to this day. So I should have bought it. I should have bought it in 06 when some guy was selling it for like 99 cents. And I was like, I'll get it at some other point. I'll be able to get it, and then look what happened. So if there's a game if there's a game out there you're trying to get right now, and you're like, I'm gonna wait, maybe you should get it, because you never know what's gonna happen. The game I'm scared about, I own it, but I'm scared in like 20 years what's gonna happen, is 3D Game Heroes. I'm scared that game, like, that might be a rare game, because it's not digitally on the store anymore. And it's a good game that I'm sure at some point someone's gonna be like, oh, check out this relic for the PS3. And it's like, well, that'll be $58 or maybe like $100. But I need to get back to Smash because this entire video has been nothing but me talking about things that aren't Smash. Dang it. This is also something, and I'm kind of sad this is gone. I'm sad, like where is Break the Targets? Where is Board the Platforms? Like, when they said Smash Ultimate, that's the one thing I actually was expecting. It was like, man, can we bring these back? Like, that's an Ultimate Smash game. I was really missing those. Like, I understand the logistics why it's not there, because making an individual Board the Targets... No, Break the Targets and Board the Platform for, like, 80 characters is probably very long and a hard process, because you have to each individually make it for that character and their specific moveset and what their kind of stats are and everything else. But it's like, man, I wish that was an Ultimate. Hey, getting back to this game, I haven't really been talking about classic mode right now. A lot of good stages in here. This stage is a classic. I'm happy it's in Smash 4. I'm happy it's back in Ultimate, so I can always pick it. I'm just hoping Kirby's good again. Kirby got such a short end of the stick in Melee. Like, in this game, Melee, like, Kirby's a beast, and like in Melee, they kind of toned him down. Like just how, like in this game, he can stand against any character in the game, but no problem. But in Melee, try going against any character with Kirby, you might not have a chance. And I'm gonna say, the perspective I'm coming from with this is somebody who is not, I am not a pro Melee player. I mean by that in that if you told me to probably do wave dashing, you know, it's probably not gonna happen. I probably couldn't pull it off. I'm fairly decent, but not enough that it's like, oh, I could go to a tournament and probably win. Like, no. I'd get smokes. But even though that, I will still stick with Kirby. And if I need to have a good character, have someone I can maybe have some more advantages with, I'll switch to Link. Or I do like a lot of characters. Like, the thing is, even though I do have my mains that I always like to pick, I generally like playing every character in the game. Like, I don't like to kind of keep myself to one character. So when Ultimate comes out, I'm gonna be doing a lot of experimenting. Cause like, that's always my favorite thing with even fighters in general. Like there's my characters, like my bread and butter. Like, oh, I'll always pick this character, but it's like, you know, sometimes I want to play this one because it's different. Like in Street Fighter V, I didn't play too much of it. Like, but when I did play it, like I'd switch from like maybe Ryu at point, but then I'd go to Laura. Then maybe try out like a character who's a little different, like Armika. Like pick her because she's way different from Ryu. I like checking out every character. It lets me get a feel for everything. I don't want to like buy this game and it's like, I only gonna play this one guy. That's it. And getting back to something else about this game that I think the reason why this game is like my favorite of the series is like there's a charm to this game, I'd say, that's almost missing from the other games in the series. Like the audience sound effect is still there, but the way it is in this game, like it's way more frequent, and there's certain things about it I just prefer, like the sound effects when you fight. Like they have this like really kind of cartoony sound effect. Like this is probably the most pleasing sounding fighter because like when you get someone like with a hit, it just sounds like it sounds like it's hurt. It's hurting. Like that sounds painful. There we go. I wanted to get a spike at least once in this classic mode. I'm doing pretty bad, and I'll just say it. And I have tried to avoid Smash leaks. I've been avoiding them like day one. Like when that Grinch leak happened, and like people were saying, which now is confirmed false, but when that was happening, I avoided it like the plague because like I wanted to go into that next game with like no expectations, like no. I want to wait to see when these characters get announced. I'm not gonna get into the whole talk of like spoilers and all that because that's like a whole other hour-long thing, but I really tried to hold my own without seeing these leaks, and I did see something from Ultimate to Classic mode, and that this mode, this section at least, is back in some form. Made me very happy. It's like, you know what, I might not have break the targets, but at least if something is back in a form, I'm glad. And that Classic mode seems to be kind of having more of a tailor-made for each character. Like it sounds really good. And this unrelated to this, but seeing Race to the Finish reminded me of it, especially seeing this now. A few years ago, I did a race with a close friend. We did a Super Smash Brothers Classic mode race on N64. I was on the original hardware, which I'm doing now. He was on his Wii Virtual Console, and I was winning. I was in the lead. I was doing really good. I had like a good lead on him. Like at this point, he was still probably doing Race to the Finish, like starting it up when I was halfway through here. And I pretty much had the win like set because I got a really good like quick kill with Link in the beginning, and it just kept going. Like, I didn't make any mistakes. Like I don't think I lost a single stock. And then right when I got to the end of this, my game crashed. Like I didn't touch the console, I didn't do anything, but the game just crashed the second I beat this mode, and it would not load Master Hand. I was so mad. So that's not fair. It's like I was winning. I could see the finish line because Master Hand's not hard to beat in this. know why this used to be so hard for me when I was oh, that was close. That was it right there. If I died, like that was a death hit right there. Oof. Yeah, I didn't even get to here. Like, it just loaded that little image and never went to this. Also, this soundtrack is really good for this game. Actually, I can't even just say this game. Every Smash game has a great soundtrack. Melee's theme is great. The intro is great. The intro to this game is probably my favorite. Melee's is great because it's just how like epic. It's on a whole other scale compared to 64. Now I'm gonna get a little bit more like divisive on some of this stuff. I will say the best Melee and 64 will take the cake for intros. I will say this. I haven't seen Ultimates. I don't know if it's like its own thing or if it's just kind of gameplay matched to a song like 4, but man, 64's intro, like it is still classic. It still gets me. Like that music and just how it's cut together is so well done. And Melee's is well done. And just the whole aesthetic of this game, it's like a kid playing with action figures. Like, this is such a cool concept. Like, I will always play this game. It is always gonna be a favorite of mine. In the sea of Smash games, this is the one that will always stand the tallest on the hill for me. Masahiro Sakurai. The legend. Interesting to see what would have happened if they went with that original idea for this game. Charles Martinet, me, Jeff Manning, the narrator. Which it's crazy. This dude did such a good job on this game as a narrator. Like when he says Super Smash Brothers in the intro, it always gives me a little goosebumps. It's like it's just it's perfect. Hey, Bill Trinan, all right, all right, Bill. Still there, but like Jeff Manning, he did a really good job, and it's a shame. I think this is like the only thing he did after this. Like he never did another one. Like in every game after, it's always been someone different. I think for the first time now with Smash 4 and Ultimate, they have the Satoru Iwata, Shigeru, we got Hiroshi Yamauchi. Legend. Well, with Smash 4, they finally have somebody who's like the consistent voice. Let's go, go, go. That's what I'm going to be saying next week. When Kirby's the only one left alive. I know that was the Sakurai, like a little bias there since he developed Kirby and all that. But it's like, you know what? I will take that because Kirby's the best. And I'm happy that everybody gets to be a Kirby main starting out in Smash Ultimate. Like, good. So good I'll watch it twice. I was joking. That was gonna hit start. No, I'm watching it again. And I really want to. I really need to play like Melee again. I haven't played that in a few months. Brawl's been not even long. I should have done it where it's like every week leading up to Ultimate, I play every Smash game, but. Unfortunately, I couldn't get that, but I got to play the one that matters most to me, so I'm happy. Classic. All right, let's delete the save. This theme's really funky too. Legend of Zelda. Like, I always love they skip Zelda 2. It's like you know Zelda 2 was there too, but they had to get the important ones at least. But it's like that sucks. Zelda 2 is a good game. I don't know why they were like, nah, just Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, the important ones. It's like, you know, there's Zelda 2, but there's also Link's Awakening you could have put on there. Metroid 2 Return of Samus, good game. Super Metroid, classic. Mario World, Yoshi's Island, that is a good game. Despite what some people may say, Yoshi's Island is a great platformer. It still looks great, and I will not hear anything else of it. And Yoshi's Story is pretty good too. Kirby Dream Land, Superstar. Actually, I don't think I actually even played Kirby's Pinball Land. I need to. I have that game. I should probably eventually at some point play that. Star Fox 64. Now Star Fox 2, which is still kind of nuts that that game's out. Yeah, Star Fox 2 came out 2017. Like that is still a crazy thought. Like thinking about it, like that game was just stuck like that. You know, it'd been out in the open in like ROM sites and everything else for years. That it was released officially like that is kind of cool. Pikachu, Mouse Pokemon. Pokemon, Game Boy. Pokemon, Game Boy. This one makes me sad because like after this it's like F-Zero GX and that's it. I'm really sad about the F-Zero series. I have wanted one. I have stood by the series for a very long time. Where is GX2? Like it has been so long. Like we've had Metroid Prime come back. We've had Donkey Kong Country come back. Every game series Nintendo has imaginable has come back except F-Zero, and I'm still hurt. I will not stand for this. Like I'd love another F-Zero game. I'd be head over heels because no game, like a game like Wipeout may give me that same feel, but nothing has felt like F-Zero GX. There's a lot of games that have the imitation of it, but none have had that same approach and just speed and how it plays. Like GX is it's such a good game. Earthbound, didn't know what this game was at the time, and it took me a long time before I actually played it, just because it was, at that time at least, it was pretty obscure to me. Like I didn't know what that game was. It's like it wasn't around like when Melee came out. I think I started learning more about it because that's when I had more access to actually looking games up on the internet. But I didn't fully play Earthbound until like late 2000s. Shame it took me so long, but it's just so expensive. Still is. I'm still shocked how expensive that game is. It's 2018. It's still almost $100 to buy that game. And this list is kind of funny too. It's like Mario Brothers. Like, of course, that's gonna be on there. But like Mario Kart and Mario Kart 64. Like, really? Where's Mario World? Or Mario Bros 3? Or really, the more important question: where's Super Mario 64? This one's just kind of weird. It's like, why'd they pick these? Mario Bros, Super Mario Brothers 2, Mario Kart 64. Oh, this is messed up too. Where's Donkey Kong 64? The good game. Despite what people say, that's a good game. It has issues, but it's good. It might just be because of the soundtrack, but I don't know. That's a fun game. All right, I don't know. I just wanted to look through that. Like, I don't know why. I just wanted to look through like that stuff. It gives me more chance to talk about some characters now. All right, let's try out some. Yeah. Luigi. And also, this is something I wish. I'll actually go back because I actually didn't want to play this. But something I wish was back in the other games. Like this kind of thing of like you scroll over the character, has them like rotating, they have their own like little animation, and like when you click on them, they have little thing, like that was the coolest thing for me. And I always was like kind of saddened by that Melee didn't have that, and like no game since this has had it again. Like I always wonder like what happened, and apparently like I barely discovered this today, and apparently people haven't even discovered this for a while. Like it just got discovered like real recently. And I found out today apparently that Melee was gonna have that. Like actually it's probably I recorded the video today because the video I watched was like, yeah, they actually were doing those victory animations. Oh, okay. I am sorry if like I'm butchering this. You can call me whatever it is right now. But it's kind of crazy that they were gonna do that, but I guess they scrapped it. And it might be that it looks cool with this kind of style of graphics, but maybe not the same with like Melee style. But I don't know. It would have been cool. I would have been all for it had they had it in there. If Ultimate had that, I'd really be all for it. Now I just gotta wait for somebody out there to like actually make that mod. Just like someone needs to go make a Smash Ultimate like animation thing for when you pick a character. Have it rotate too, like that'd be cool. That's funny about this game is every character in this game is good. Like I can't think of like a bad character technically. Like they're all pretty great. Like Captain Falcon is fast. He can pull off a lot of cool combos. Like he's a good character. Ness is probably one I'd say. Growing up, I didn't play a lot of Ness. I was really bad with him. Ness is kind of one of those weird characters. Like it took me a while to actually like kind of learn him. I'm still not like adept with him. Like I have a better like feel of how he plays and like what you're supposed to do with his play style. But I remember I never really played with him because if I picked Ness, it's always like, well, that happened. It was always like, well, I'm dead. No, you idiot. Yeah, I'm really bad at these. I like playing them, but I'm pretty bad. Still want them back. I shouldn't have picked yellow for this. I forgot Kirby's gonna like blend in. Try one more time. Guess well, I'm doing this. Give some final thoughts on some stuff like for Ultimate. Even though I'll be going fully in depth on that next week. I'm looking forward to World of Light. I think that's gonna be cool. I'm not expecting something on like the scale of Subspace, but to me that mode, it really reminds me of Soul Calibur 2's like scenario mode where like they give you all of these objectives you have to do. Like you'll fight somebody and you'll be like, the floor is explosive, or like, oh, you're poisoned, so you're losing health. Like it reminds me of that, which I kind of appreciate, and I think there's gonna be some cool stuff with that. A lot of characters I'm really excited to play as. Obviously Simon, Richter, all the new characters, and excited to play as Snake again and like young Link. I get to play all my old characters again, get back into the groove of things. It's gonna be cool. Don't fail this one, John. Oh boy. I'm sorry out there if you're watching this. I know what you're saying to yourself right now. It's like, give me the controls. Let me take control of the tank. Put me in the driver's seat. Like, that took very long. I'm gonna stop there because if I keep going, I'm gonna make a fool of myself. So we'll stop there. We'll keep it on this cool music to set the mood out. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this GWC plays for Super Smash Brothers 64. I should have brought some people here. I could have had the multiplayer matches going, but I figured like for this one I wanted to kind of have more of a one-on-one talk about why I love this game, some favorite aspects of the series, and kind of go more in depth than I would if it was more of just a group play. But yeah, I guess to end it here, I really love this game. I know people consider this like, do people consider this the black sheep of the series? I don't know if people do, but this has always been my favorite, despite like maybe some control stuff, maybe not feeling as tight as maybe Melee, because that's considered the best one of the series for some people. But this has been the one that I've always stuck with. And I love every game in the series, don't get me wrong. I've played every single one of them. I love them all individually. Like, they're all really good games. They're good party games, and they're pretty good fighters if you make it that. But yeah, it's a great series. It's a great idea. To me, Smash is really a love letter of all things gaming. At this point in time, it was that for Nintendo, but now with like all these additions of Pac-Man and all these other video game franchises coming together, it really is like almost like this big celebration of gaming, of history of games. We were having like these icons from the 80s, like characters you'd never see together, like Pac-Man and Mario and Sonic and Cloud. Like, it's all this crazy stuff in there. But I could go on. So yeah, I will end it here. Thank you so much for watching. And next week, Smash Ultimate. It's gonna be here. It's gonna be good. Real good. So see you later.